Hello and welcome to Quick News TV. I'm Zach Rance and I'm here with our Board of Education President, Scott McDonald. And today we're going to go through the transition to a new superintendent and what the board process is going to be in looking for Dr. Kleinsmith's replacement. So, Scott, thank you for joining us here today. I think this has been the buzz around the community, and so we wanted to take a moment just to get the board's perspective and timeline and kind of what you guys are looking for and going through when we're looking for a new superintendent. So thanks for joining us today.
You're very welcome. I'm glad to be here. This is a tremendous challenge to be able to do this. But you know, well, I guess we tried to get Dr. Kleinsmith to remain on, and that did not work. So anyways, but he is going to retire, and I've heard several people say, how do you replace Dr. Kleinsmith? And I've thought a lot about that. You really just don't replace him. Yeah. We're looking, as a board, we're looking for someone to succeed what Dr. Kleinsmith has done. He's had so many great successes as a leader of Nixa Schools, and that's what we're really looking for, is just for someone to come in and succeed what he's doing. So not replace Dr. Kleinsmith, because that would be next to impossible to do, but just for someone to come in and succeed what he has done.
So I guess that begs to the question, is the board going to be looking for someone internally, externally, or both?
We're going to be looking at all applications. From that standpoint, we're looking at everyone. You know, we're currently over 6,000 students in this school district, and so therefore we're looking for someone that can take us to the next level. That might be someone internally, or that might be someone externally. We're just not sure what that would look like. But we do want to place a lot of emphasis on someone who knows what it looks like to be able to take us to the next level.
So Scott, what is the timeline going to be for the process of hiring our next superintendent?
You know, we're thinking that somewhere around April, we'll send out RFPs and we'll start interviewing search firms. We've not made it a determination, not made a decision if we're going to use a search firm yet, but if we're going to, we need to know what do they bring to the table, what services can they provide for us. So we're going to start interviewing those firms in probably April. You know, then I'm thinking somewhere around May. You know, we've obviously got graduation in there as well, and so somewhere around May, June, we'll make that decision of whether we're going to use a firm or not. So somewhere around August, we would probably start advertising for the position, and we'll allow about somewhere around 45 days for those resumes, applications to come in. And then what I'm thinking is that during that period of time, I would love for us to start meeting with some community groups to get an idea as to what would take place, what they're looking for, to share some thoughts, ideas with us. Also be able to meet with the staff of Nixa Schools, with the teachers, to be able to say, okay, well, this is what Dr. Kleinsmith has done, but what would we need to look for in the next superintendent to be able to take us to that next level? I think that would be important to do. That would be during the month of September. Then during October, we'll start reviewing the resumes as they come in, the applications as they come in. During the month of November, do our interviews, our due diligence that would take place, references, site visits. And then I'd like to be able to, during the month of December, at our December board meeting, be able to make that announcement as to who our next superintendent would be. And that would allow the next superintendent several months to not only communicate with Dr. Kleinsmith, but to also be able to purchase a house, open up an account, things like that, that we just kind of, we don't find as necessary, but then it's very important for them to have that time to be able to do that and not be rushed into the decision that they're getting ready to undertake.
What would be some of those top qualities you're looking for in the next superintendent?
Oh, you know, that's so difficult to really, because this is brand new for myself. This is brand new for several people on the board. You know, Glenn Scott has been on the board for over 30 years, so he was there when he hired Dr. Kleinsmith. So it's brand new for all of us. But, I think some of the qualities is just someone who's great with the community, because Dr. Kleinsmith has been so good with our community. We've had a lot of tremendous growth in our community, and you could say, well, the growth has happened because of the schools. And so therefore finding someone who's got that leadership ability to be able to visit with different leaders in the community and also be able to visit with parents and guardians in the community, I think is a tremendous skill. So we're looking for that. There's just so many new phases going on with the Connected program. There's just so many new phases going on that we're just not sure what that person, what abilities they need to be able to bring to the table.
So I guess those strong leadership qualities, and then it's kind of, you'll know the right fit for Nixa when you see it.
I think so. I think so. Someone that just understands being involved with the community, and there are so many different roles that someone has to take with that. It might mean meeting with the mayor at one point, but it might mean meeting with a parent or a guardian at some point. But just being able to wear those different hats and understand that both of those are so important and so to the leadership of our district.
Well, Scott, thank you for joining us here today. I know the community's really anxious and also excited to kind of hear the process that the board's going to go through, and we will continue just to update them as the board makes decisions and the timeline becomes a little bit more specific. But we really want to thank you for joining us here today and kind of just updating the community.
Oh, you're very welcome, Zach. I'm glad to be here and glad to share what I know.
Great. Well, thank you again, and tune in next time for another edition of Quick News TV.